Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, Patreon, and anything else I usually go about on Twitter X. Again, I do apologize. My schedule is all over the place so far this month, but I will keep trying to do my best to bring up the gaming news program. But in the meantime, I think I'll be able to continue to publish on schedule Death Stranding episodes. So we will get another one later today. But yeah, other than that, I cannot promise anything, but I will do my best here. And I will try between episodes to catch up with things that catch my attention there. Um, One of them is we got a 5090 catching fire. Again, this doesn't seem to be something directly connected to any kind of the 12-volt power pin thing here that usually happens. I think something must be like a defect or something like that. This was a pre-built PC, from what I understand, and it basically caught fire there near the PCI Express connector there. As you can see, got a lot of burning damage. He completely caught on fire, so it's completely out of left field from the 12-volt power pin. But yeah, not good. Good thing that supposedly this will be under warranty, so it can be replaced accordingly. But yeah, I don't know what it's happening with this RTX or NVIDIA GPUs. Again, I don't think they are the safest product on the market. And again, this kind of situation is very, 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 very rare to happen. In any case, the most common issues that we've been seeing specifically on the high-end GPUs from NVIDIA is the 12-volt power pin or melting, or if there any kind of fire issue, usually it's on that connector there. But yeah, it's something that it can happen supposedly, or theoretically can happen in with any GPU. Again, we don't know exactly for sure what happened there, but yeah, the PCB basically is kind of melted, as you can see here, in terms of damage. But yeah, I think still the fact that the articles still cover the fact of the 12-volt power pin melting is kind of the user error again. I will hammer this home as much as I need to. When you come up with a design that it's got design flaws, whatever design it might be, that it will introduce, let's say, user error, lack of better terms there, in that design flaw. Again, it's not user error because again, no design is 100% foolproof to a certain degree, but the fact that we didn't see, at least I never saw reported to my memory, any kind of same issues that we've been seeing with this 12-volt power pin regarding the 8-pin and 6-pin PCI connectors there. I don't remember seeing anything that we've been seeing with the 12-volt power pin. And still the 12-volt power pin, again, I think there is a way of probably solving this issue, but it has to be from the GPU manufacturers. We got when they first introduced this design, we got the 3090 Ti, so it's a 3000 or series, and it had, from my understanding, it had like a power regulator of some sorts on the GPU, so it can regulate the power that it's demanding from each of the 6 cables that deliver the power to balance them out on specifically in terms of amperage, which is what it basically, it's the power of the current, let's say. And when we have excessive amperage, when it starts to melting plastics and the connectors, because again, resistance is introduced, and to deliver the same kind of wattage, the power of the current has to be bigger, and that usually what happens, because again, there is no balancing power in the connection. And the 3090 Ti had this kind of power regulator module. It was a hardware thing here, so it was not made through software. And again, the 4000 series and the 5000 series don't have any of kind of this thing. And given that, again, the fact that it's the 1590 to 2000 product without any kind of this safety features, I think it's basically a fuck you to the consumer in that sense, because at the beginning when this power delivery design was introduced, they had those safety features to prevent the situation that we've been seeing. But yeah, other than this seems to be kind of a fluke in the sense that it's very rare to see something like this happen. I don't know if it was kind of a manufacturing defect or something like that, but again, hopefully no. Fortunately, it was only this the GPU, and it was contained within the case of the PC, so didn't spread out. And hopefully the customer can I don't know, return and get the new materials inside of the warranty there. But yeah, again, we will continue to see on the 12-volt power pin. We will continue to see even with the revised thing. Again, it's not solved by any means, on at least on the mass level, or it's something that the revision can only prevent or try to prevent certain situations from happening, but the situation is not solved, that's for sure. But yeah, continuing with more issues, we got now, I caught this yesterday, PayPal is only processing Steam purchases in 6 currencies, which is Euro, Canadian dollar, British pound, Japanese yen, Australian dollar, and United States dollars. Anything else? Again, I'm not sure if it is, again, inside of these regions that work with these currencies by default. I don't foresee any situation, but any region or country that that has other currencies, which is basically 95% of the world, at least, give or take. It seems to PayPal is not working with Steam in except for these 6 currencies. Again, it's possible to go around this situation. PayPal accepts different kind of currencies by itself, but yeah, this is not good. This comes from them, given that PayPal is a payment processor to a certain extent, because you make payments through these services. Again, it comes also from the Visa and the Mastercard thing there. Again, a lot of pressure is being put on huge platforms. My overall take is I'm not sure if Steam, given that it is a private company, I'm not sure if they could do like a Steam payment processor kind of a service there. I don't know how a service like this can be implemented worldwide, given all the regulations associated with being a payment processor and working with banks. I'm not sure how well the banks will accept this kind of new payment processor to make competition with the cartel that we have at this moment, being the 4 main ones, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, and Stripe. They are all trying to leverage their positions on things that they think, at least from a lot of their ruling in terms of the service that they have of damaging the brand. Again, it's a payment processor. My modest and humble opinion is I think payment processors and banking and this kind of access of stuff should be considered like an utility, like water, electricity, the telephone stuff there. I don't think it's something that should be exclusionary. I think everybody should have like a basic access to these kind of things. And I don't see a reason why payment processors should interfere in any kind of legal purchase. I understand, again, if it is illegal by definition itself, it cannot be made, or else you are incurring in a crime. Again, it's by default. But the fact that they are trying to leverage and trying to dictate what legal content that you can a customer can consume is not good. Myself, it's been like a handful of years at the least with the Steam situation. I always bought I always put credit on Steam through the gift card system that they have, and I always used cash. I don't know, since I don't know, always since I started using the gift card option that they had, that they have, sorry, which basically eliminates any kind of payment processors, and it's easy for me. And usually, even on the shops that I decide to buy the gift card, is like small shops, like more boutique kind of gaming things. Again, to a certain degree, I basically contribute to their business because for sure they will receive a commission on selling gift cards. It's my workaround, but I think it's not something that can again, if everybody start all of the sudden on Steam just buying gift cards, I think it would make a difference. But I think it would make even more difference if Steam kind of published their earnings in terms of transactions, trying to, I don't know, respond in that way. I made the comment on Twitter regarding the situation. Again, I think it might give, I don't know, an idea to these payment processes if everybody started using, for example, the gift card options by paying by cash and avoiding the payment processors having their own fees in these transactions, and maybe Steam start publishing again how much they are doing in terms of sales or people. I don't know how this is possible given that it's a private company, so they only publish what they want. But to make a point that these payment processors are losing a lot of money, and I think that's the leverage and the pressure that the payment processors are using is because they know there is a lot of money entering through Steam through Visa or PayPal or even MasterCard payments. And if I don't know, maybe a boycott on that sense might help introduce a counter leverage regarding this situation. I'm not sure, but of course, the phone calls that people are doing using and the campaign pressure that it's going around on even on social media, I think it helps because again, it's kind of using the same tactics that this collective shout kind of I don't know what they call themselves, but using the kind of the same tactics. And again, given that collective shout doesn't use money as a weapon, us as customers can use money as a weapon. And at this moment, we have specifically to the Steam situation, we have a leverage that I think we can use. Again, I'm not sure it's the ideal one. The ideal is the payment processors, or I don't know, introduce regulations in countries or in regions that they cannot do this kind of things because it doesn't make any kind of sense. Even again, I'm not sure how to the extent of the legality of their own terms and conditions regarding damaging brand on legal purchases. Again, but yeah, I think something like that to start off might not be a bad idea. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Like using the gift card option with paying with cash. So basically, all the payment processes are removed from having any kind of fees from the purchases that people do. Even though, again, I'm not sure how well available in terms of gift cards there is on the regions that Steam is available. But again, I think it might be something that we can do also to add up to the fight regarding this situation. Because again, this is in an overall picture. All these little things are to a certain degree contributing for kind of a censorship kind of in the internet. Regarding specifically to content on Steam, which is gaming. It's an hobby, a legal hobby. I don't, again, and the fact that these guys are putting pressure on Steam and other companies to remove content because they think that they can damage the brand. Again, I for the life of me, and I think nobody thought that making a purchase with a Visa or with a credit card or with a MasterCard, people thought they were damaging the brand by doing a purchase from whatever they are using it for. But again, it's one of those things that these companies, the loosely legalese language that they use, on their terms and conditions and services to leverage their way of, I don't know, do what they want. But yeah, other than that, we got also more layoffs again. When in like any market, when you have a product to sell, if it isn't a good product, eventually we'll start to see some issues. The latest one is this Bithell Games laying off the majority of its full-time staff 2 months after the latest release, which is again, by this screenshot you see, this game is catered to everything else except for the main customer base, I suppose, from the Tron fans there. Again, they at this moment have the inability of securing a new larger scale project as the reason behind layoffs, and admits that layoffs were something the studio anticipated ahead on Tron Catalyst release. They already released I think one of the better games was John Wick X game. From the reviews I remember, it was a pretty good game. They also recently did Tron Identity. By the title of the name, I don't want to guess what kind of game it is. I suppose it's the same kind of Tron Catalyst there. But yeah, they supposedly were already kind of expecting something like this, and they already, for the people they are laying off, I think they already have severance packages for everybody. But yeah, it's one of those that, again, even though it's kind of a niche kind of a game, that they usually make. Again, if you're not doing a game that it's catered for the others that you are supposedly marketing, again, you're not selling the game itself. Got also Take-Two CEO says the Mafia Old Country is a wonderful premium title. Again, the reviews that I saw, it seems to be a pretty decent game, very linear, very story heavy. Again, the mechanics that they have are pretty good, not the best in the series supposedly, but again, it's not a flop by any means, it seems. And they seem to confirm, again, my highlight here is Judas for 2026, hopefully. Again, 2K, we already know how they are with microtransactions. We got, for example, the NBA 2K kind of games, the sports games. Got the Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Online, Toon Blast. All of these are the ones that are pulling up a lot of money for them. And they say on the earnings call, they said in the next 12 months, again, they are expecting CSR free, which is, I think, a racing game for mobile from Zynga. And again, Judas coming from Ghost Story Games in the next 12 months, they project. So there's that. My only concern, I was not aware that it was been that long, that Judas is on the works for over a decade. Again, this is taking account of planning phase, pre-production, all that jazz. But yeah, we saw a recent Kev Levine interview where he was grateful that 2K was not pressuring the studio to put on the game any kind of microtransactions or anything like that. Again, Ken Levine, when they launched Bioshock, and also to a certain extent Bioshock Infinite, I did enjoy the games there. But yeah, he's trying to play with the concept of what he calls narrative Legos, which is trying to play around with that kind of philosophy there, which it's very interesting. The trailers that I saw from Judas, I think it was a couple of them that launched since the announcement of the project, seems interesting. But yeah, hopefully the game is good. I like to keep my expectations like leveled. I don't want to overhype or expecting a shit show of a game. I'm curious about the game. Hopefully, we'll be seeing something in the upcoming months from the conventions that they are, and the shows, gaming shows that, I don't know, Tokyo Game Show, the PAX, and all that jazz. Hopefully, we'll be seeing something there. Given that there is an expectation on the next upcoming year, maybe Judas will come probably in the first quarter of 2026 again. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, hopefully we got a little bit more news and hopefully some gameplay to have a sense of what this game is trying to do, because I'm curious about this one. We got also a delay from Crimson Desert. Again, a lot of quarterly earnings calls from a lot of companies. Again, I prefer that this game is delayed because this is a huge step for the studio that is doing this one. Again, their pedigree was the previous game was not Crimson Desert, was Black Desert Online. I think it's how it called the game. It's like a multiplayer game, and this is their first foray in a kind of a AAA sized game. First, sorry, online. Non-online game. Sorry, I'm a little bit off on my thoughts there. But yeah, Crimson Desert again. At this moment, supposedly it's on the process of voiceovers. So again, I'm assuming localizations and all that jazz. Also console certification in preparation for the release. In case of marketing, sorry, they plan to participate in Gamescom, PAX West, and probably Tokyo Game Show also. Again, I already saw, and I assume you also did, a lot of gameplay from this game. Very interesting what they're trying to do there. Seems pretty solid. My only concern is a lot of the particle effects there, and how it can affect all the engine, how well it can handle PC, like a normal PC spec PC. But yeah, other than that, I'm very curious and I want to try this game as soon as it comes out, hopefully. But yeah, they prefer to delay a little bit more because I think it was previously aimed for fall of this year coming out. Again, I prefer that they delay a couple of months or something like that to fine tune and polish the game properly the best they can, so they have a good launch. Because I think it will deliver some messaging here from all the big publishers that they just want game as a service, and if we can get continue to have like a kind of a streak of single player games that they are good, I think it will start passing the message, especially if the sales reflect the quality of the game. I think these guys will start seeing that they need to cater more or less to games as a service and trying to invest more on single player games that they are good, and when they are specific, keep it in that. Don't try to do everything at the same time in each game, or else we have bland experiences. But yeah, hopefully it will come out first quarter next year, and it will be a good game. Got also some updates regarding Control. Got 5 million copies sold. Again, this game I really did enjoy it. It's not a perfect game by any means, but it's a pretty solid one. The story, the lore, the setup there is pretty good. The way that they do like the David Lynchian kind of things there, very interesting. Game mechanics pretty solid. I played by myself, and I also played the two expansions, and I forget the other one, the name of the two expansions. I know I played Foundation, if not mistaken. It expands a little bit more on the lore, and it kind of connects with Alan Wake universe there also. Again, 5 million copies is not that much, given that Control came out in 2019. But I think it's one of the best-selling games from Remedy to a certain degree. But I think it's a solid game, and I do recommend it when it's on sale for sure. I think it's one of those that, again, if you like weird kind of stuff there, I think it's something worth it. Again, Control 2 development is on track, which is also good. I'm curious about the sequel there. And supposedly they are also working on the sidelines with Max Payne 1 and 2 remake projects. Again, hopefully it's something good out of it, like at least updated visuals, some smoothing on the mechanics there, and all that jazz. But hopefully the story keeps to the original one, because it's not a heavy story, but I think it's a pretty good one if they maintain to the original vision. But yeah, it's one of those things. Again, they didn't say anything about, for example, Alan Wake, how Alan Wake 2 sales were at. But again, I think the game is not selling very well, mainly because one of the reasons is it's on Epic Game Store as an exclusive. I think if it came to Steam at the time, it was sold a little bit better. But yeah, they took the decision of making the deal with Epic Games, so that's that. And then last we got this one Korean fantasy action adventure game, which is Woochi the Wayfarer. It's kind of based on the tales, similar, very similar of Black Myth Wukong on the Chinese folklore. This is kind of the same thing. It's kind of a person that it is like a guy that I don't know. It's kind of not a vigilante, but it's again it's kind of a journey that this person does, and supposedly you are going to play as him. Again, I watched a couple of South Korean movies and series in this time, supposedly in this time period. Seems pretty much faithful from what I've been seeing. Again, I'm not sure exactly. I'm not an expert on South Korean culture, at least on the time frame that this is supposed to happen. But it's very much in line what I saw on certain South Korean movies and series. And again, usually they have pretty good ones. At least like time period kind of movies and series. Very interesting stuff there. Again, the trailer is CGI, so there is no gameplay there, but at least gives you a sense of what the player is going to experience. But yeah, very interesting trailer, and hopefully this will be a good game. Again, Asian Asian studios, they're they are hitting every time they launch a game. They sell well because they are catering to a specific experience, and they fine tune the best they can. And the games that are coming out from them are pretty good. So there is no catering to the modern audience, as they say. They are catering to a specific experience, and they go full on that. And it's good to see that. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up here some gaming deals. We still have Cyberpunk. 65% off on the base game and 53 with the Ultimate Edition on including that includes Phantom Liberty DLC. We got Death Stranding Director's Cut. Again, stamp of approval for my part. If you like Hideo Kojima, this is a very Hideo Kojima game. Some games systems and mechanics have a reminiscence of Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, of the way he goes about it. There is a little bit of that feeling that I do appreciate there. And again, 50% off. I do recommend Director's Cut. Have some extra added there, which is very interesting. We got Dragon's Dogma 2. It's kind of a mix thing here, but again, 58% off. Maybe it's a good shot here. But yeah, I think Capcom needs to ramp up their games a little bit more. Specifically on Dragon's Dogma 2, it seems to be a little bit empty-ish to a certain degree. Even though, again, what you are able to play seems pretty good. But yeah, I think Dragon's Dogma 2, at least the what I've been seeing, I think people say that they need a huge update content to improve a little bit the game. And I think in terms of PC specs and the performance is a little bit better, but again, I think they could improve a little bit more from what I understand. But yeah, again, it's on sale. Maybe it's worth now to give it a go, but I'm not sure there. We got Dredge. Again, it's one of those games that I really want to try out one of these days, and it's 50% off on the Deluxe Edition. 50% also 50% off also on Okami HD. Again, it's one of those games that it's it's now coming on PC, but again, it's one of those games that I always heard about that it's pretty good. We got also the Nier franchise is on sale, so 65% off on Nier Replicant, and Nier Automata is also 65% off. We got Planet of Lana. I do recommend this game. I made the series out of this one. I don't know, the first couple episodes will give you an idea what this game is about, but again, I do fully support and recommend, especially at this price point. Again, 60% off. I think it's a pretty good experience, taking in consideration the price there. We got Resident Evil franchise is on sale. I will leave all the Resident Evil games on the description below, so you can choose and complete your collection there. And lastly, we got Spiritfarer Farewell Edition. Again, you got a demo to try out. I did record the demo and I did publish it. You can check it out if you don't want to play it. But again, very interesting game. the setup of the game is it's one of those that I'm very interested about. Again, it deals with a lot of stuff from passing to the beyond and trying to resolve all the loose ends before you go and crossover, and you play a character that is kind of a caretaker on that. And again, 85% off, very cheap. It seems to be a very good experience. Again, overwhelming positive to very positive feedback from everybody that played the game. So it's one of those that I think it's a very excellent experience. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up here for today with a plug on my Patreon for X support as usual. The X support is more in line for me to be able to get around and get a better storage solution, so I can have backups for the stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. Now we'll see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.